Welcome to John Medeski Academy. We are here. It's Barking Abbey visiting the home team Reading Rockets. I'm joined again by my co-host, Matt Johnson.
Good evening, good Wednesday evening, Mark.
That's another midweeker. Love it.
Absolutely.
Love a midweeker.
Yep.
Just a few minutes before tip here. Just have a look at both lineups. It's going to be a pretty evenly matched night, right? They're 10th and 11th in the table, 11th and 12th in the table.
Yeah, absolutely. And also Barking got the win over Rockets away at their place a while ago. So something that they'll be looking to manage that one, looking for a bit of payback. Interesting games, these midweek games. So very interesting. Playing Wednesday evening, a bit more likely for the academy kids. Wednesday games.
Yeah, I think these are always an interesting matchups. You know, the model at Barking Abbey with the going with the academy team as their team in NBL Division 1, and it's been like that for many years now. So it seems to be serving them fairly well, and I think it's getting to a point now where it's not being discussed as kind of, you know, an academy team playing NBL 1. It's just another NBL 1 team that are generally very well coached by James Veer and very competitive in this league. You know, they've beaten good teams this year.
Yeah, absolutely, and got within 10-12 to I think Solent as well. And you're right, Mark. The model of the National Academy being youngsters playing in an adult league is actually gone, and I think part of that is when you look at the women's Division 1 as well, a lot of academy and university teams. So it's an interesting time for the division as well for Division 1, because you've got the BBL model, which is all pro, and then you've got Division 1, which is split between academies, universities, pro teams. It's a really interesting time, and it gives you lots of very interesting matchups. You've got senior veteran professionals, Sam Tolawase and Leome, and young import guys like Ashowan, and they're going toe-to-toe with some of the best under-19s in the country, including a couple of, let's not forget, Will Ashby, who's been a Division 1 stalwart for a while, and Jamie Hayes as well. So bit of veteran experience on that group over there.
Absolutely. Just about to come up to a minute and 30 before tip-off here.
Yep.
Hope everyone's enjoying the live stream and joining us. Going to see if you take care of the live stream this evening, Matt, as I've got a few ghosts in my laptop that don't seem to be allowing me to see what's going on. So you are fully in charge of the community on YouTube.
Well, that's probably best, isn't it? That's probably best. And we've already got our first chat. We've got Coach Thorne. Let's go. He says, let's go.
Number one fan of the Reading Rockets.
Of basketball.
Just
Number
of basketball
one
in general.
Basketball. He knows so much about everything. So all your inane comments, Mark, he picks up on them. But yeah, we're looking forward to this. And Wednesday nights, for all you people a bit older, would remember the Wednesday night midweek sports special. So sport on a Wednesday is a big time. It's big for universities. It's big for EABL, WABL. It's big in the 80s for the midweek sports special, where anytime you could see sport on telly. And now it's big here at JMA, Mark.
I've got to say, a midweeker is just my dream. I love a midweeker.
Yeah.
Just going to have a really quick whiz through the lineups. Again, a few ghosts on my laptop this evening, so I'm going to do my best with what I've got. Yeah. Starters for the visiting Barking Abbey. I started with Reading, excuse me. It's going to be O'Showan Williams, Reese Pinnock. It's Dixon, Tolawase and KV Live who make up the starters. Then Ronnie Agekwe, Maitland, Duru, Grant, Francis, Setautis and Jazz Baines make up the bench for the visiting Barking Abbey. Okanola wears 4, Jace Harrison in 6. Adade is 7. Ron Easy in 12. Flynn Boardman, Raffit wears 13. Then it's Viber, Sampson, Will Ashby, Jamie Hayes, Canway, Una and Collie make up the bench for Barking Abbey. We just get set for opening tip. The players will take a knee. we are ready for this one. This is going to be a good one, I think, Matt.
Yeah, and just a quick remark, we've got some of the young players' mums on the line there. So Flynn's mum, Amanda, saying, what a stream, thank you. We haven't even got going yet. Unless she's by a river somewhere. And then also Amy Grant as well. Oh, we've got Sam's sister. Come on, Sam. Amy, you're back to netball, I think, and hope you're enjoying yourself. So good to see live sport. And of course, Sandra Minchin.
First possession here, it's thanks for that, Matt. It's now with Tolawese, shot clock down to 6. He'll skip to Dixon, finds Williams in the corner for the 3. Just front rims this one, but Reese Pinnock, the former Barking Abbey player, will pull this one down, and we are just getting a referee's stop hit.
I'm going to say, Mark, Steph Curry hit 10 threes. Was that last night?
Yes, or the night before.
Night before. You think someone's going to go off tonight? You think it's what you've got the feeling in your guts that this is a shooter's night?
Outside of me going to 50, I don't know who it would be. I'm being honest.
No, it's not about your age.
All right.
Just saying about points.
Who knows? There's plenty of potential, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys out there that can fill it up, right?
Yep. And now we're back with Dixon and Pinnock.
Yeah.
Tolawese on the cut.
Interesting matchup. So for Amanda, your little boy's got the matchup of the veteran Sam Tolawese, who's coming off a lot of very good games recently. Shot clock goes.
This one going. It's Boardman on the run out against Pinnock, and he's fouled. He will go to the line for 2. Yeah. What's the call on that one?
I mean, it's great, isn't it? I mean, I think you have to call those with guys in the air. There's lots and lots of contact, but players, you're taught, aren't you? Verticality. You're taught to stay in your cylinder. So difficult to officiate that at pace, though.
Boardman Raffet at the line, makes his first.
Oh, look at this. We've got a psychologist on the stream as well, so we'll probably have to ignore him with your comments, Mark. Simon, I can only apologise for some of the 1980s references that you're bound to hear. Simon Turner's question that you could be thinking about this one is, what's the internal dynamic like between experienced pros and young players? I'll leave that one with you to ponder, Mark, and we'll probably visit that in sections throughout the game.
In quarter 5, I'll discuss that.
Yeah,
in the 5th quarter.
I've got to tell you as well, Jesse Manti, who's was a coach here and worked at JMA, he chives in Let's Go Rockets. Incredible young man. He was one of the young men that actually sang presentation evening.
I was there, and he's a very, very good singer and guitarist.
As Dixon just front rims that first one. And he goes back rim on the second.
Made the adjustment, and they're going to chase down.
Oh, Tolawese's out.
Huge right-handed jam from Tolawese. Steal on Boardman Raffet. Yeah. The 2 veterans chase it down, and Tolawese with a huge slam.
Yeah, KB Live getting the start, Mark. I think you'll be a fan of that.
Yeah, and here's Boardman again, Boardman Raffet has been playing well recently. Go on the drive, it comes off his leg and out of bounds from Easy to Boardman Raffet. And here's Williams guarded by Veron Easy.
Into that wing handoff that gets Tolawese step out with a reversal for Pinnock.
Little stagger there for Williams, and screen and roll with KB Live. Little elbow
nice
jumper.
Offense as well. KB plucks it out the air.
Oh, great balls from the Rockets. They're fighting well on the offensive glass. This one just goes to Barking Abbey.
Yeah, good to see KB Live getting the start as well, Mark, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I think he has improved so much this year as well. Just continues to be trusted by Coach Key, which is what you like to see.
Yeah.
Fake handoff from Easy to Raffet, gets inside against KV and just stands his ground well. And the Rockets are out and running with Dixon. Ahead to Pinnock on that right wing. He'll get inside the paint with the left and just lay it over the rim, but doesn't go.
Yeah.
And this is Barking Abbey out and running.
Yeah. Good looking shot, and Rockets defense is going to have to be right on top of this team as well. There's a lot of weapons, and Flynn.
Harrison with the little runner in the lane, gets his own board, spins and goes up with the left, and it's a really nice finish from Jace Harrison. Barking lead this one 4-2 in the first 2.5. Screen roll again here. It's Pinnock and KV live. Pinnock another paint touch, throws up this one with a little floater. It's really nice from Reece Pinnock.
It's the shot of the new guard, isn't it, Mark? That, you know, the scoring guards now have got that mid-range open hand floater.
Great steal from Williams. Sorry to cut you off, and you are right. The kind of teardrop, the floater, the one that kind of dies on the rim.
Yeah, absolutely. And I praising the referee's technique to get down low there.
That was easy on a baseline jumper, misses that one.
Pinnock twice, Mark. Keep an eye on that, because Reece has got out quick, and just that might be something to look at in the sort of third and fourth. Seems to have got himself some good timing on that. Oh,
dropped off nicely behind the back from Toloese.
Did we see that? Did we see that?
Is that a behind the back little handoff bouncer?
Behind the back. There's another thing that we need a name for.
Yeah.
It's the one-on-one against KV. And, it just
tipped in.
So that's the third offensive rebound, 2 in a row for Jace Harrison as well. There's two of the things that we said to look at, wasn't it, Mark, was transition defense for Rockets after a miss or a make, and then also on that offensive rebounding.
Pinnock inside again, flips one up, and one from Reece Pinnock. Really getting great paint touches early on here, Matt. Nice to see this from Reece Pinnock.
Yeah, absolutely. And is it alma mater? Is that the right way to say it?
It is if we were in America, yes.
He's old school.
He is old school.
And I don't mean SK.
I got it. He's at his old school.
He's going old school. No, but it's just confusing, isn't it? But you know what I'm saying. I think there's always something as he just misses a free throw. Toloese has it slapped out of his hand. Harrison gets his hand on two more, kicks it out to the corner. Open wing. KV plucks it out of the air. There's that transition.
Yep.
And I don't think Toloese's ever lost a jump ball in his life.
I mean, he was never going to give that up. That was Okinola with the corner 3 that didn't go, and KV just, and you said it the possession before, Matt, there's some transition. I don't want to say leaking, but maybe getting out ahead in transition. It was Toloese this time, and KV looking for the good outlet.
Again, I think there's such a nod to the future of the game. Jace Harrison, his skilled offensive player, gets a rebound and he's off. You know, we talked about Sam Grant being able to do that at the 4. Better pick and roll defense.
Boardman to
tough
easy.
matchup. Here's that interesting matchup. Dixon's got it. Great defense, Mark. That's great defense. And that's the one you really want to bounce in your favour. Toloese covering 2 or 3 guys. KV leaving his guy open. It pays off. Looks like that's off the scout as well.
Here's Pinnock again out and running. Good up on the break.
Yeah, finds Dixon.
And the Rockets will slow this one down.
2 good possessions defensively, Mark, though. Rockets were really good off the scout. And then Dixon throws it into the hands of the big, and he'll be frustrated with that.
That was the one from earlier, just as Adido puts it in.
One of the things we were talking about with the senior women's team last week was your ability as a player to kind of anticipate what's going to happen. And I think it's important to see that in defensive transition. So twice Pinnock's got back, Dixon's got back, caused pressure on the layup. So you can expect a number of those to come out. You really want to see guys then following up, cleaning up the rebounds and getting stuff like that done. 5 minutes in, we've got our first subs. Reece and KV, good minutes from both of them.
Good stuff, and it's Francis.
In comes Francis, and in comes Jazz Baines. So good to see Pinnock at the rim, attacking early on, getting out in transition. Yeah, that UCLA has been
good slip.
Oh. Yeah, and really well run actually, and Francis did well to hold on to that, because you'll see that often in this game where they're running the little UCLA high post back screen for the guards. That's coming back. That was like 1960, I think, wasn't it? I've seen a lot of that. Our women's team running that as well, just as an opening to just see to get Big's back screen and the guards in.
It's Caleb Viber and Edric Okinola out. And here's Toloese on that low block. Just hands off to Pinnock again. To Williams again. And nice, Williams inside.
Really
easy
nice
finish.
out of bounds mark as well. Well chalked up by Coach Keane. Got that one in. Got the little handoff. Williams runs off as if he's going under the ring, and then the button hooks back and just gets a little hand off. So here's that ball screen. Another perimeter shot, and that's the third one.
Abid and Adideo with that one.
Yeah, and that's the sort of the modern side of the big, isn't it? Now you can't leave them open.
Williams feeling it this time. He's off left.
Yeah.
That one cleared by Viber. And it's with...
Important now. There's the screen in transition. Harrison, it breaks the match up. And referee's going to call the second travel, not the first one.
Just as Adideo flies inside with the right-handed dunk, but that's the travel call before then.
Yeah. Jace Harrison leaves the game, and in comes the veteran, one of the vets, Will Ashby.
So Will Ashby wearing 10, and this is Dixon going through Williams. This time's reversing through Francis, back cut from Baines.
Lots of fake cuts as well.
Yeah, and that's Dixon foul line jumper, and makes it really nice offense again from the Rockets.
Yeah, nice to see as well, getting into space now. Important to add weight to this. That is potentially a travel in the basketball terms.
I would agree, but I'm not going to say anything.
Well covered. Now it's a post-to-post in Leon. No need to help yet. And what a move. What a move.
Beautiful move from Adideo inside. Yep. Fakes with the left, goes back over his left shoulder with the right hand.
This is a good matchup as well. The much longer Veron.
Good hands on this end again by Adideo. This is handoff between Boardman, Raffet and Ashby. Adideo at the top will swing through Veron easy.
Yeah, well covered in the handoff as well.
Great D from the Rockets. Now they've got to scramble out of this one, and it's Ashby wide open.
That's a shot that Ashby's going to like. And you see on that where you've got on the switch, you've got the two best rebounders caught out of position, and they're going to need to track back in and clear those rebounds.
Holloway's, he skipped to Baines, the three-point guy, who just nails it on the little lift on that right wing. Good shot from Jazz Baines.
Yeah, and that's, goodness me.
Ashby inside, good hands by Dixon, keeps it in, clever from the veteran, and it's Baines off and running. It's Williams on this right wing, he'll get some contact. Let's skip to Baines, who's made his last one.
Yeah, look at that as well, didn't he?
He snatched at it a little, and it's Tolawese inside, up and under. Great finish, and the header to finish the play.
Yeah, absolutely. He knocked it onto the wing.
And Dixon trying to pick it up for the guards. Good to see. He's going to have to scramble now. It's Francis covering Ashby, leaves him toe on the line, but misses it front rim anyway, and that's knocked out of bounds. Oh, that's gone the other way, Matt. I was not expecting that.
No, well, that's why you're not a ref, Mark.
Correct, that's why I'm not saying it. Caleb Viber on the rebound there for Barking Abbey.
Yep. And into the game is Sam Grant.
Ronnie Agekwe also checking in. It's Dixon and Tolawese out.
Yeah.
Looks like Rockets will go to a bit of 2-3 zone.
Out of bounds, and Ronnie's in. Yeah, you're right there. Interesting now. Interesting defense, and straight through the pack goes Francis.
And he's just going to charge his way in. Good hands, jump ball.
Yeah, good job.
Nice play there from Viber, I think it is on that end, furthest away from us.
Yeah, and
sub in here is
I think
Okanola back in.
Little shout out as well to Richmond Knights, because they've got, forgive me if I undersell you on this, but Chem Una, I'm sure is one ex-Richmond player.
As we see O'Showen Williams from behind three, he's made another, and it's Rockets to lead this one 20-15, Matt.
Yeah, and of course Flynn as well, so Richmond doing a good job. We've got here now, Ronnie in, and there's the zone, and there's Sam Grant blocks it behind.
Ashby just sneaks in the taller 6'10 Sam Grant, just swats that one away.
Yeah.
Says not today, my friend.
You've given him 2 or 3 inches there, Mark.
All right, 6'8.
Yeah. And I think Coach King's really interested in this one, isn't it? Because he's got Sam in, and Ronnie, and Leome, and so he's able to play that zone
Williams again.
Yeah, this could have been the 10 threes night.
There's plenty of hustle, but Rockets giving up numbers.
Out. Yeah.
3 on 2 at the minute.
Yeah.
They'll go inside to Una, who you just mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember watching him as an under-16. That's going to go in.
Ashby again dials one up and rattles one in from the left wing. And it's
a shame that, because I think Rockets had a couple of really nice possessions there as well, and could have been getting a little 7-8 point lead into this. Well defended by Barkin. Oh,
that's just been thrown away. Luckily picked up by Baines, who'll fire up another one. That's long.
Yeah, and
saw that as soon as it went, and it's a Sam Grant on the rebound. Must have hit the line. Good hustle from Sam Grant, and a snatched again from Baines, but he did make his first, so you can see why he's putting a couple more up.
Yeah, but I think what I'd say, Mark, is we've talked about this with the women's team as well. It's like, shoot that ball, but shoot it after it's gone inside. Let's attack the bucket first, either pass inside or whatever, unless you're red hot, So here's Harrison back in. So into the last possession. Rockets with fouls to give. Whether they'll use one here, Mark, I don't know.
Staying with the zone.
And 2 guys on. Both guys, then both the guards were sat on the same guy. So they'll look at that at quarter time.
9 seconds. Rockets lead this one 20-18.
Always good to get a score here.
Yeah, going into the end of the quarter.
Yeah.
James Veer asking for more pressure. Williams is going to dribble his way in, drop it off to Francis. They've got a foul to give. Probably quite a smart foul there from Barking, rather than let Williams get all the way in.
Yeah, so 2.2 on the clock. Always good to watch into these ones, isn't it? What the teams have prepared for 2 seconds out of bounds.
Plenty of time to get a catch, put it on the floor a little bit if they want it. They're just going to go quick handoff with Williams. He'll take 2 dribbles, get inside, and the buzzer goes, and nothing doing.
So that was a 2.3 second out of bounds, and not the 2.2.
Awful coaching from Coach Keane. He's got his seconds all wrong.
0.1 of a second.
Well, we're into the quarter, Matt. It's 20-18. Quick again. I think it's been really evenly matched. What are your first thoughts initially on Barking?
Yeah, I mean, I think you see the first thing you see a bunch of guys that are, as always, competitive in the division, ahead of their chronological years as well. Just seeing, Jem Una coming in the game there looks like a senior Division 1 prospect player, and he's 16, 17 years old. You see a really good mix of the way they play as well. I think the Coach Veer, as you'd expect from a national team coach, has got a really good balance of between the way they share in the ball, and they're looking to find the open 3, and which is a trend we're seeing in a lot of the leagues now, isn't it? And I think actually the game most interesting is going to be on who defends a 3-point line well and who converts on inside scores. I think that's going to be a really key element to this game. I mean, we're another relatively high-scoring game. We're going to be up in the 80s, aren't we, if teams have just got warmed up now. So I think Coach Keane 18 and 20 a quarter. I think in any Division 1 team, your defence has got to be where it needs to be to keep teams to that this year. So, yeah, I think it's been a really good start. And, jump on board and let us know what your thoughts are. And if you're supporting Barking Abbey, we've got over 60 of you on one channel and another bunch of you on the Basketball England channel as well. So I think this is such an exciting time to be watching basketball, Mark. Just generally. So good to see, and good to see the 2 GB coaches as well. Spent a lot of time with each other. They would have scouted each other a lot. They'll know each other a lot. So there might well be some little wrinkles that we see from the coaches that's going to be quite interesting. So let's just keep an eye on it.
It's O'Shean Williams who leads Reading with 7. Adado who leads it for Barking with 9.
Yeah, really
Impressive.
nice quarter by him as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Very impressive first quarter. So we're back with Barking. This Boardman Rafat Jace Harrison in the game as well.
Interested.
Here's Kemuna with the screen. Gets himself inside, a little extra step and gets it to go.
Yeah, and that bit of frustration, because you go zone to protect the inside, and then he walks past 2 or 3 guys and just lays it up. So coach will be frustrated at that.
Baines and Williams in that corner.
Yeah, finds Francis, so he goes in. Good effort by Gekwe.
stays with Reading. You want to really see Leon finish those when he's going to have a bit of size and a bit of strength of a mismatch on the offensive end. We'd like to see him finish a bit more around the rim, you think?
Yeah, I would. And I think, I'll tell you what else is tricky now, Mark, with the general ability of most guys at their position, they're able to switch a lot of stuff. Tough call, I think. Coach Veer saying he's up right there.
I think that's so tough, isn't it? Because he's in a good position. His arms clearly come down around the ball, which I think is why it looks like a foul. But, I mean, what... I think that's it. I think you've summarised it. I think that is actually what happens. A guy goes into him and his hands come down on top of the ball. It was always Matt Guyman and I used to have a bit of a laugh when I was coaching against him, and I'd give him a look across when he'd ask the referees, "What do you want my players to do? Get out of the way of him." What is it? Yeah. And I'd always give him the look, and because he said it a lot. But yeah, tough call. Can see it both ways on that one. Yeah, absolutely. One of the things I think we want to look out for, Mark, particularly Barking defensively, are able to switch quite a lot of stuff. So you just saw a pick and roll between Sam and Ronnie, which was kind of nullified because the defence just switched it straight away. So be interesting to see how the coaches manage the way the other teams are defending. So particularly Rockets now showing a lot of zone, and Sam Grant getting caught on the inside against the shooter, and wow, where's that going?
Turnover. And here's the stuff, isn't it, Mark? That's the stuff of players. They've just given up a three and given up a second three, and we just turned it over.
And this one, momentum changes really quick for Barking Abbey. They now lead this one 26-22. Matt, I will definitely get to you because I can feel the frustration coming through your microphone.
It's not frustration. It's actually when you're for every player that's watching, it's really important to know the moment of the game. If we just made a mistake on defence, Sam Grant's too late to get to the guy with the ball who's a nominated shooter, so he shoots it on the spot. He's caught it on. We're in zone to protect against that. So that goes in, and then Leon tries to go home run, which is a high-risk play. So now we lose the ball now, and then we let the same guy shoot from the same spot. So those things are where it's not about effort. It's about defence, It's more about making sure that we're running three-point shots off the line and we're getting into plays. But we'll look at that switch as well later on.
Yeah, I think perhaps next time we have a bit of a chance to go to the board, Matt, perhaps you can look the zone defence for Rockets and where you think it should be extending to the wings, perhaps with the bottom guys coming up and stunting a little bit and then going away. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. As we've just seen, Will Ashby, like I said, left wing, in that little spot where shooters like to get into between the top guard and the bottom corner guy. It'd be good to see how you think the Rockets should be running that defensively. Yeah. Give the viewers a chance to see your expertise on the whiteboard. My awful drawings. Stickman. Little bit of extended pressure here from Barking. It's Viber and Ashby, just a bit of token pressure. Yeah. It's in the hands of Baines. Chuck Duru in the game now. Tolawese also back in. Leon Francis out. Ronnie Ogekwe stays in and is stolen away by Boardman Rafa, who flies in for an easy two-handed flush. Yeah, and it's just that sort of stuff straight out of a timeout is just got to get focused, got to come and you want to make sure you're getting good stuff coming out of your own timeout. Yeah, and it's good switching and showing from the Barking Abbey guys, and it's Tolawese on the turnaround, get the friendly roll off the back rim. Yeah, tough one as well. And you would say of one of the places. Another wide open three, miscommunication from the Rockets. Get away with this one as Tolawese yanks one down. Yeah, and that's I think you're probably not going to see this defence for too much longer. Ogekwe, nice touch, goes up and under and tries to finish with the right. Could have gone with left, doesn't. Yeah. It's Boardman Raffet on the breakout. This is Hayes handing off to Okanola. Yeah, and the mismatch in the block against Jazz. See, Jem likes the look of that one. Oh, Ronnie runs into a Showen, but comes up with it. Great look inside, absolute bullet from O'Showen Williams. Great catch as well by Ronnie. Great catch. Really good to see. fan favourite here. And when I say fan favourite, we're about the only two fans here. So
yeah,
you and I,
And
big
the
fans of
owners
Ronnie
down the
Agekwe.
yeah, absolutely.
As we just saw the bullet pass from Williams and the great catch from Ronnie Agekwe on the replay.
Yeah.
And it's Ronnie who'll go to the line for 2. Off left on the first one. Youngster looks a bit nervous. Some reassuring words from the vets, Tolawese and Williams, just in his ear, giving him a bit of confidence. Misses the second. Jamie Hayes clears his. Boardman Rafford gets a little painter's look away, but great hands from Agekwe, and he'll give it up to Williams.
Yeah, and Rafford just stuck his hand up there and just said, sorry about that.
Little stutter from Dixon, which is the call on that one. Travel and turnover.
Yeah, and Mark, let's ask this. What about the sort of Rockets leadership needing something on the floor? About, you know, that's 2 or 3 times where they've got themselves into a situation where they probably have dribbled it when they didn't need to dribble it, or they've tried to do so. Is that something that they need to see? Is it Dixon, or maybe Williams needs to control the pace a little bit more, or is it just mistakes of timing? What's your thinking?
I think your point earlier about kind of knowing time, score, but beyond that, the feeling and flow of the game.
Yeah.
It certainly needs somebody like a Williams or a Dixon to just take some possessions out. But we've said it all year round, haven't we, that Rockets would do well in certain periods, just walking the ball up the floor and having a couple of offences and just taking their time. If they could do some of that, it'd certainly be better. And it's Boardman Rafford on the drive, foul by Agekwe on the floor. Yeah,
and I really like how Flynn's game has progressed over the years. I watch him as a youngster. I think it's his 3rd year now at Barking. And I really like watching he's handling the ball up the floor, testing the defence. Testament to him that Rockets have got Tolawese on him.
He's left wide open on a switch, and he'll just bury that one.
Yeah. And coming off, I think, a 20-point half against Solent, I believe.
Certainly got it in him. Barking in a minute, Bournemouth with that Viber, Sampson, Jamie Hayes and Boone has just gone off the floor, and it's Adado on.
Nice finish.
Rockets with Dixon, Williams, Agekwe, Tolawese and Chuck Duru.
Yeah.
Barking lead 30-26. That one floated up there, nothing doing.
Yeah.
And it's Williams on the push. Is this one of those times they need to slow down? Gets a kick, but there's a foul on the floor. This one will be a baseline ball to Reading, who, as I say, trail 30-26. 6 minutes to go in this second quarter.
Yeah.
Agekwe finds Williams just at the extended elbow, and it's Williams who'll dial his own number and bury one from the top of the key.
Yeah. As Flynn comes down.
He'll be way off right.
Yeah, I mean, heat checker, right? Heat checker for that one.
Sean Sampson, I did mention, was in the game for Barking. He's wearing 9. Tolawese with the push-off.
Yeah, and what Sam Tibby frustrated with is in the last one, I think Flynn went into his body and banged him, and Sam got thrown. And then on that one, he just put his arm up and then offensive foul. And he's just kind of showing his hands to the ref gun, like, come on, call it the same way.
Yep. As we see KV Live check back in for Reading. It's Ronnie Agekwe who sits.
Yeah, good minutes from Ronnie, good activity as ever. 1 point game, and got to the switch.
Hayes against KV Live.
Yeah.
Adado on the ball, and he carries on where he left off in the first quarter. He had 9, he now has 12.
Yep. And good matchup this one now. Baron picks up the high scoring Ashowan.
Stuck with a great move behind his back and just finishes Chuck Dury with a pretty little move on the baseline.
Yeah, nice move, nice vet move as well.
Kolawezi really hassling Boardman Raffet.
Yeah.
And he just made
one.
Easy on the board.
It's a tough matchup, that one, because that a showing with Baron.
Jamie Hayes-Long is.
Yeah.
Sean Sampson on the rebound finds Baron easy. He'll just blow by Williams. Little Euro step. Kicks to Sampson. He's way off, and KB was not anticipating it missing the rim, but it's just going to see if there's a violation here. Shot clock violation.
Yeah. Ball wasn't collected into two hands.
If not, there's less than a second on the clock.
Yeah, I think the tricky one that is that those air balls, they just fall into your hands, and
yeah,
quite clear. I don't think that any team, so KV didn't actually have the ball in two hands. That's the right call. Just saw that on our magical replays. Andy Kellum. Even all want to see Rockets take advantage of this period and get a good lead into half-time. Yeah, absolutely. Momentum, momentum, momentum.
Trail by 2 at the minute to Barking Abbey, who have played really strongly. Really evenly matched game, this one.
Yeah.
Dixon looking in the low block for the post-up, then he goes down screen with Kolawezi.
Yeah, lots of switches by Barking as well. That's what we were talking about before.
Yep. And Dixon certainly has bought himself a foul there.
Yeah, Coach Veer's not happy with that one. Really going to be interesting watching the Rockets, how they work on that switched defense that Barking Abbey are doing really, really well. Making that right then, you had, we had one of the Barking guys defending KV and then switched out to a Showen. It's really tough. So Rockets will have some advantages in there.
Yep. On that one, it was Sean Sampson who switched onto Tolawezi, who's probably giving up quite a lot in strength, and it's Tolawezi right on cue, just gets himself some room under the rim and looks like he can punch it pretty much every time.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's going to be a travel call there, so Showen just pounding Flynn Boardman Raffet on the inbounds play, and the extended pressure of Rockets comes up good again. It's another turnover.
Yeah.
And this back and forth really good, isn't it? Now Rockets lead by 1. You can't really figure out who's leading this one by just open play at the minute.
Yeah, no, and there is no real advantage, obvious advantage for either team. Both teams have had times where they've looked, really strong and they've looked really secure, and then both teams have had times where actually they look quite easy to score against. So interesting now. Pinnock back in should give Rockets a bit of a short firepower.
And there he is on the cut. Dixon looked for the tip, but it wasn't there.
I think that's the third time that Dixon's tried to throw the last pass and it's been turned over. So that's one that you've got to look at. He's got to. They're the ones that you need to just knock down all the time. You run a good offense. Reese goes on the back cut. You've got to get that down. Good matchups.
Easy drive against Williams, doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that's a tough defense there by Rockets. Oh,
wide open underneath, and it's Jamie Hayes with a two-handed punch.
Yeah, and just stay in the play. Just stay in the play. Did really, really nice defensive possession there for Rockets.
And Pinnock gets really deep on the spin, loses balance, throws it away, and Dixon tries save, and that will be another turnover. It'll be interesting to know what the turnover numbers look like at the half, Matt. And we're just going to see a timeout, and you're ready in the coach's corner.
Yeah, I mean, if we'll get on the whiteboard and we'll just have a look, just one little thing that I think we'll look at, which is really interesting for us in terms of the zone. So when Barking are going to attack the zone, if Reading stay in it, if they stay in it, and you can see it from here. So as you see, this is Rockets defense 1, 2, and 3 here. This was Sam Grant at the time, and this was Jazz and Oshoan. Flynn comes right down the middle at these two guards and makes both of them play and makes both of them pinch in, which is such a good way to start your offense particularly against the 2-3 zone that Rockets are in at the moment. He makes the first pass, which forces, and this was Will Ashby, and this forces Sam Grant to have to leave one of the bigger guys right here, and that's where the problem is. He didn't know when to leave, he didn't know when to go, and that's how Ashby hit 2 threes wide open. So if Coach King does come into that, you might see a 3-2 zone, we might see 1-3-1, might see something different, but just keep an eye on it. It all starts right here. Really smart play by was Flynn in the first place. So let's keep an eye on that one later.
Great stuff, Matt, and I'm sure the viewers at home and online.
You listen a lot more to me now than you ever did when you were playing for me. You know that.
That was defence. Of course, it wasn't listening.
Oh yeah, that was true. Yeah. I'm surprised you paid any attention to that bit.
I was the guy shooting that. If you were saying I want you to shoot that one, I was all ears.
There's a shot I think you might like.
Yeah. Play defence. I was not as keen on that one.
It's the wrong end. 1 point game. Interesting, sort of slightly strange vibe in that midweek game. Teams just sort of everyone's going to get to the playoffs. It is a good matchup. It's a great young matchup. Gem. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to get hands on that one. He's going to get himself 2 shots. And
can I ask a question here?
Yep.
I always think this is an interesting call, right?
Yeah, it's Tolowazy's foul.
It strips the ball stripped in.
Yeah.
Sorry, he stripped the ball.
Yeah.
It bounces, catches it again from being stripped, and then puts it up. It feels like.
I think the foul's called on the first movement up to the rim.
Okay, fine.
So I think that's what the call is.
Good enough for me. That's why I asked the questions.
Yeah, I mean that's good for you to ask questions. The fact that you listen to answers is a bonus.
If I was on the sideline coaching like the old days, you can imagine it wouldn't have been so good.
I like that bit as well. KV says to Reece, get out the way. I need to get some rebounds.
That's Charles Barkley style. That one.
Yeah, get off.
Pinnock just tries to drive in easy with great hands, and Pinnock steals it back, and he'll just walk himself in for a right-handed layup.
Yeah, good, great pick up there.
Smart.
Yeah.
Backcourt empty for Barking.
Good confidence there with Barking on his Flynn at the 1.
Contract down here, and again it's Tolowazy who's and Dixon, who I would consider them to be savvy veterans. I think there probably is some forearms and some elbows around there, but they will probably argue that this is NBL Division 1, and there's going to be a bit of that in here. I
think quite cleverly, Coach Revere had called earlier and said there's some elbows coming up, or there's something going on where there is in this game. But you want to make sure the referees are looking for certain stuff that are in your advantage at certain times.
Yep.
Here we go. Hang on a minute. Wait there, Mark. Be quiet, please.
You just get your YouTube comments ready. It's 36 apiece. It's tied up 2:16 to go here at John Bodesi Academy. And we will go over to Matt Johnson, who is observing our YouTube community.
Stop talking. Mick Bett, the legend of Mick Bett, is saying, good point, Matt, 2 players. Here we go. 2 players should never play the same ball in a zone. So there's one for you to watch out for all you amateur watchers or you pros as well. Is good sign of good zone defense. You won't have the same 2 guys in positions. And that's coming from a guy that pretty much knows his stuff.
I would agree.
Yeah, so interesting point, isn't it? And we looked at it the other way, didn't we? Barking made a really good job of making 2 of the Rockets guys pinch in together. Needed to be really aware of that. They needed to be able to, they need to be able to get rid of that, get rid of each other almost, and just get one guy on the ball. So that indecision is what zones really want to do. And if there's any of the Rockets women looking at that, they've had a great game against Barking Abbey on the weekend as well in Division 1. And Barking Abbey came and played a load of zone, caused us loads of problems. Don't tell them I said that, though.
No, they won't know.
No.
Great stuff, Matt. 2:16 to go, as they say, 36 apiece. The guests, Barking Abbey, will be in team fouls, and Rockets also will be on their next foul. And Samson Long.
Great timing on the rebound, KV. That's something he's improved, Mark, isn't it?
Absolutely. Gets off the floor better.
Yeah, really well. I'm really liking this matchup, Mark.
Yeah, it's been great to watch.
Yeah, Ashoan and Veron. Veron, that's a great matchup for him. KV in the block, goes to Sam T. Finally. Reece gets himself there.
They've turned down good shots, and they're going to run out this one out with the shot clock.
Yeah, and you're right, Mark. And I think when they watch that on film, they're going to go, KV 1-on-1 in the post. He gives it up, throws it to Sam. Sam drives back at KV space, so no space to finish. Reese gets to an open jumper, doesn't like the look of it. I think that's where players have got to be really comfortable with getting to their shot and shooting it and knocking it down.
Yep, Jazz needs to be careful extending here. As I say, next foul they are in the penalty.
Yeah, but this is 2 shots, isn't it? So any foul on this one is 2 shots.
Boardman looking at the cutting Jamie Hayes. Una can't get it.
KV got it all.
He's led him a long way, and it's actually nearly a great feed. Pinnock, the speedster, chased it down. It's Williams.
KV fronts it. Yeah.
Good skip to Baines. He'll get a longer look at this one.
Good one to shoot it, isn't it? And you know, Mark, I think Jazz Baines has got to do the Will Ashby thing, right? He's got to come out, the ball's gone inside, we've attacked the paint, comes out and shoot it.
Yeah,
really nice. No indecision by Rockets on that one at all. Really good to see.
The double down, and it's good hands by Williams, who is an absolute pest on the defensive end.
But let's ask about that. When Mark, you're coaching, when do you want to double in the post? Let's keep that topic alive. Is there anyone that's watching it? Is that something that you want to? Is that something that you want to be looking at? Do you want your team to double or not?
I mean, it's very much a personnel thing.
Yeah.
I like going on the dribble anyway.
Yeah.
And I think contextually, Boardman has to pull instead of the shot clock, and he blows a 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
This kid has got some confidence at the minute.
Yeah, and credit to the offense on that one. That's just a big time shot. Good defense as well. It was from Maitland
Into the game.
Yeah, but there's a lot of traffic, isn't there? It's a really tough pass to thread. You're just counting the red vests. So there's 3 red vests.
Easy paint touch. This is Jamie Hayes. Wants to look at Ashby. Jazz gets in the lane.
Yeah,
Una will skip to Easy. Doesn't like the look of it. Goes inside. Just drops off. And a great block from KV Live. Shot clock down to 5. 3. Ashby running left-hander doesn't get it. And Rockets now have 9 seconds. Time and score, Matt. Have they seen it?
I don't think they have.
And that's going to get thrown away. And it might get a chance of this, and there it is again. And we've said it all year round.
Yeah.
That's been the difficulty. I feel we just see a quick conversation between Latrell Maitland and Coach Keane, and that was exactly your point, Matt. You know, tough to thread the needle with a pass like that when you're fresh into the game, needed to play himself in a little bit.
Yeah, and I think we've talked about that before, haven't we? And when you're hungry for minutes, you're hungry to play, then your job is to show your teammates that you're balanced, you know. And this is coaching, isn't it? And this is, you know, relationship, and these guys know each other really, really well. And I don't know what Coach Keane's saying, I don't know what Latrell's saying, but I think it's probably something along the line of, hey, stay in there defensively. He did a great job on that possession, and if it wasn't for Flynn hitting a Steph Curry 3, I would have said from the logo, but it wasn't from the logo.
It's somewhere in between.
Yeah, and it's actually a school crest. It's not a logo, is it?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't like to. I don't know with you. Now listen, the infamous social media guru Todd Lindley is lurking behind me. Presumably, we've got a Todd Talks coming up.
Yeah, I'm in it, mate.
You are in, so you get to hear.
I don't know what he's going to ask me either, which is slightly worrying because I would prefer to be prepared. But in Todd Talks' famous style, he's going to chuck a few curveballs out there, and we'll see what we come up with.
So it's Rockets and the Barking Abbey Lions tied up 39-39. We will take a short break. Well, I will this time, and Todd will be back with Todd Talks during the halftime break. In a few secs, stay tuned.
Hi everyone, so just a quick update from me, Steph, from the community team. It's obviously a great week for all of us. Return to play. We've had 7 great camps running this week, over 130 kids booked on. So it's been we've hit the ground running this week with our return to play. So for all of you that are running any camps or sessions, I really hope they've gone well for you. And obviously next week with our schools back, our basketball hubs will restart. It was a long time since we've been back running those. So really looking forward to getting back to a bit more normality of running basketball. We had some really great exposure this week as well with ITV News Meridian, just showcasing the fact that basketball's coming back and also what a great sport it is for kids at grassroots to get involved and why it's such a great sport to get involved with. So it's really lovely to get a bit of exposure at grassroots level for us. We've also got a really exciting wellness project starting when we come back, when we're going to start looking at the mental health and wellness and happy scores of our players, something that's really, really important to the club that we look after the person as a whole, not just the basketball player. So a really exciting project, one that's really needed, especially coming out of lockdown, but would be really important anyway. So we've got loads going on. So when we finish camps, we are ready Monday to get back to hubs, back to wellness programs, or new into wellness programs, and just get back out on that court doing what we do. So guys, I hope you've had an awesome Easter. Hope you're looking forward to returning to play.
Welcome everyone to another version of Todd Talks. I'm joined with Matt Johnson, Director of Basketball at Reading Rockets. How are we doing, Matt, today?
I am doing well, Todd, but I'm not really looking forward to your questions.
You're not looking forward to it? It's all right.
I never get to listen into these things, and then every now and again I see your face go, oh yeah, I've got a good question on here. So, no, I am looking forward to it, but just be careful.
Just
right?
be careful.
Yeah,
That's all right. That's all right. It's all good. It's not meant to be stressful. It's all good, Matt. So that was an amazing first half. Very well back and forth. What was your thoughts on that game, on the first half?
Oh, well, I mean, me and Mark have talked about this a lot. I mean, you've got there's two types of teams that you get really, and you see a Barking team that is, they're really ready to go, aren't they? They're really up against. They always look as though they're focused and on point and ready to go. And then you see glimpses of the Rockets teams where they do some really good stuff. And you can see, like, you see a couple of finishes of the dunks as well in the background.
Oh, so many of them as well.
And you've got some real tough athleticism. You've got the senior roles of, like, these guys that we were mentioning playing against what is traditionally a younger academy team. And Barking Abbey is, the highlight academy team, have been for the last 10 years. And credit to Mark Clark and Lloyd Gardner, who's now up at Manchester Giants, just got a job at BBL as well, which is great to see. So academy coaches in the BBL, we love it, And really good, really enjoyable first half. Great to call.
It has been a very enjoyable first half, and there's been lots of very good performances on everyone in the court. Who would you say has surprised you the most, and in terms of, like, ability to come out there and actually, like, taking this game away from the other team?
Great question. I think I've really liked KV's positivity for Rockets. I think he's really maturing as a player as well. Great young man as well, doing his stuff, coaching in the kids camps, doing really a bit of everything, right? So I've really liked him. I think Flynn, who I've known for Barking, I've known him since I saw him when he was about 14, and and his mum Amanda as well. I think Richmond have done a great job with him and Barking. I think seeing where he is now is above where I thought that he would get to as a young man, and that's a credit to him. So really impressed with him, and his just a general composure as well. So I think there's a couple there that I would say have probably shone a little bit. And Adido as well, if I say his name right. Adido, number 7, has done really well. 12 first half points, but really polished first half points as well. So we've got really confident and really smooth in the way that he's actually played in this half, and you can see that in a lot of the highlights. Some really good stuff by both teams being done.
And what would you say then, as you see a lot of good stuff being shown in these highlight clips? What do you think the Rockets need to do here just to, like, bridge the gap a bit and head to a win?
Yeah, great point. I said early on, I think the inside game, and Barking are younger, but not just that. Rockets have got a really good, tough, physical front line that can probably get a bit of a gap. And if they can stay defensively well, so they're not. If Rockets stay defensively well, and we've seen Coach King go a bit of zone, bit of man-to-man, doing some different stuff already. If he gets that right at the right time, and the players respond to that well, I think it could be a really interesting game to watch.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting one, and we're certainly looking forward to the second half. Yep. We're just going to move on slightly. So you mentioned earlier that KV and a lot of the guys have been working in the community camps this week.
Yeah.
How great has it been to get those like young kids back in the game? I mean, Steph's been out and about everywhere. Yeah. We've had a lot of stuff going on. So how important is it for them to come back?
Yeah, great. I mean, I've heard a few different stories this week, and one of them I was listening to one of our coaches saying that one of the young men is going to camp and was really struggling with actually just being away from being at home. And I guess we're all starting to think, aren't we, about the positive side of it, back to activity, back to the gyms. Our timelines are full of it and everything else. And I think my mind wanders to maybe some of the others that are going to find it a bit difficult. So, yes, I'd love to sit here and say it is amazing. And just to see all the kids on ITV Meridian, on the back to play stuff with Steph. Yeah, I don't know, you were there and the men's team were there. And that was wonderful. It was really wonderful. And I would like to see more and more of that. my nervousness is that there'll be a couple of kids that are at home who are still a bit worried and a bit nervous and maybe not got the self-confidence or the support structures about them. And I think adults have got to be really good at this time. We've got to be really, really specially observant about how young people are almost literally coming out of their own lockdown, you know, and that's not something that's easy, and none of us have done it.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to sour your point. You're right. It is a brilliant thing that's happening, and I'm just a little bit I think one eye on the ones that are going to find it a bit difficult. So.
And it's credits like people like, I know a couple of kids where they did struggle. I was there at camps the past week. Some of them did struggle about being back out. It's been a bit different experience, but it's credit to the people like Ben Fisher and Steph and all the players. They've been so welcoming to the younger people coming back. Yeah. It's been a great credit to them as well.
Yeah. And I think there's at JMA actually with our year 14s and Sam and Latrell and KV and that have joined in doing a lot of mentoring work.
Yeah, literally.
And one of the things that I would encourage anyone that's listening to this is especially the younger guys, when they're talking, you know, Latrell and KV and Sam Grant are seen so highly in the school, and even 5 minutes of their time on a Friday morning or 10 minutes to just have a chat with a younger student is something that the younger students look forward to for sometimes an entire week. So I would say that let's just keep an eye on each other, you know, and I'm so proud of the way that this club thinks. Yeah. You mentioned Ben Fisher and my wife Steph as well. It's not just because they are good people, but they've also got good training in mental health first aid and all the sorts of stuff that helps them understand what you could be thinking about, what you could be going through. So yes, let's get yourself back to sport, back to activity. Yeah, we want that as well. And let's also, all of us, all the adults, keep an eye on the ones that are just on the side, a bit on the periphery. And especially important for our young guys to, as their leagues start going out, it looks like the ABL, WABL is going to get some games. They're going to be really excited to be back. And what I really want to do is get loads of youngsters in to watch them playing. Yeah, and definitely. Stream their games and, you know, let's have a really fantastic but slightly different back end to the season. Yeah,
definitely. And you mentioned there, like, all the young guys like Latrell, KV, Sam Grant, all being at the camps and all being looking forward to the EBL season. How important, how pivotal has JMA been to, like, their success as not only just basketball players, but also as people?
Wow, I think every school that plays a bigger part than they'll ever know in kids' lives. I think it's really like the school I was at, Maiden Early up the road, and I've been here for now 10, 12 years. And a great question to ask, by the way, when you're playing Barking Abbey, who, without Barking Abbey, they've got a netball academy, football academy. Without them, there also wouldn't be as many other academies because people wouldn't learn from each other. And Lloyd Gardner used to live with me back in the day before I was married, and we used to spend hours talking about what was right for the kids, and Mark Clark was doing the thing there. So I think that JMA, and I would just put in that school and colleges and for kids is such an important part. And I think that the interesting thing I hear at my eldest son at the moment is, you know, you can be a little bit frustrated at school and all that, and I think we all were. That's part of the journey. But most people are looking back on it now very favourably, and I'm super proud of the journey that this school has been on. Of course I would be, but I'm super proud of where they're going now with the new youth academy for the youngsters. And I really see a home for kids when they're like me, when they love sport when they're young, to be able to do that alongside your academics, you know, from 13, 14 years old. Like, how amazing would that be? So let's see how that goes. But yeah, your question is how proud are you and how important are they? I think schools undersell themselves with how important they are. The one conversation at the right time with the right kid can literally change a life. So, you know, we've got to be really sensitive about how we approach that, I think. Yeah,
definitely. And you mentioned there, like, one of the more exciting projects is that youth academy. What other things we got on the horizon for the Rockets?
Loads of stuff, and this period of time has been really interesting. And we speak most days, don't we? And I've been sharing with you from people coming in to do different roles and moving the game forward in all different ways. But I would hope you're going to see something on the way that we're approaching. We'd love to be in the BBL at some point and WBBL. I think we're a bit further ahead now where we've always wanted to be. This time has given us some time to speak to some really, really incredibly good people in the game that I think there's some really exciting stuff that's going to happen in the next couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months. So, Keep an eye on our social media.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what your job is. So
that is my
keep an eye
job.
on the social media, and I'm sure Todd will be all over it.
All over it. And Matt, just lastly, before we enter this second half, how can people get involved? So you mentioned all these projects are going to happen. How can people or companies get involved?
Yeah, I think just making contact, and I think a lot of the time there's a synergy between people that want to volunteer, people that are in companies that know they've got some CSR money, or they've got some ways that they can fund projects. And now what we've done a really nice job of is splitting up basketball into projects so people can genuinely see. In fact, at a business speak to us last week, what he really wanted to do was support just our girls and women's program. So we've got the systems to do that now, where you can actually see where your investment goes and all that. So I think that's something that is new for us, and I think it helps because now whatever you're doing, you know that you're supporting the right kind of kids. And we've got people that are giving money charitably just to help certain specific kids that you and I, that you wouldn't know that they need support from their families, because it's a personal thing. So, get in contact with you, actually. You're the social media king.
So, literally, guys, I think what Matt's just said there is get in contact with social media. If you feel like helping out in anywhere, like we've got media, we've got coaching, we've got any basic thing you can get, you think you get your hands on, we'll be happy to hear from you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that wraps up the Todd Talk with Matt Johnson, Director of Basketball at the Reading Rockets. So I'm going to hand back over to Matt and Mark for commentary for the second half. See you then.
Yeah, you are. Thank you, Todd, and well played.
Back here at JMA. Hope you enjoyed the halftime show. That was Matt and Todd chopping it up for 10 minutes.
Oh, hang on. Ellie Moore says, is it pronounced, should O'Shawn be pronounced O'Shawn? I think you're right. I think it is O'Shawn as well.
No, not according to him, it's not.
Oh.
Ask him.
Oh, okay. Well, why don't you just say that on the screen?
Oh, there you go.
It's O'Shawn. As he just scored as well, right?
I think actually some people have commented it might be Ocean Williams, not O'Shawn. But don't ask me, ask him.
Sorry, Mark, but they are asking you.
Oh, right.
I can't speak to him now.
Okay, then that's the answer.
He's playing basketball.
Right, here we go then. Let's get back into this one. You need to just take your tea for a second. Have your little 2-minute break.
Just have a little moment. Have a little moment.
This Verod easy pulling up. Nice mid-ranger.
Yep, Ipswich's finest. I remember Nick Drain saying to me about this young man when he was might have been 12 or 13. So, and I was just going to say, I think Barking are going to need.
Williams finds KB inside. Thought about the dunk, just missed it. Goes up with the left hand. Sorry, Matt got a bit excited.
Yeah, no, I know you did, because your boy nearly bought the Thunder. And not the Worthing Thunder either.
This is Bournemouth Raffet against Toloazy, and they will pound him, and it stays with Barking Abbey. 13 on the shot clock.
Worth keeping an eye on. Reese and O'Shawn have done a great job defending the handoff. They've just blown it up pretty much.
Bournemouth Raffet thought about the three, would have been another long one. This
good
with a little push,
Reese.
Step back and off with left, and it will pick up by Reese, who's on it like a flash. Goes to a spin inside, left-handed layup, no good.
Yeah, and that's where Reese will look at that again, and he's going into traffic. And
that was Adado down the lane.
Yeah, and that's absolutely right where it should be. A 5-point swing right on that play. Too much traffic. Off out. Yep, good position.
I think if Dixon had stopped, Boardman Raffet would have fallen over anyway.
Yeah.
He was already on his way down.
You've got it here. You can see how Flynn just sort of gets his body and runs backwards, sets his position, and even the smallest of contact when you're running like that, you get given.
Great stuff by the stream team on the replay, all over it.
Yeah, as usual.
Hope you're enjoying that at home.
And a big shout out, Mark, as well. I'm going to point out to you right there.
You did.
Big shout out.
The people on the stream can't see what you're pointing to.
Oh, can they?
No.
I thought they came to do that.
Oh, they can do that,
yeah. Great shout. I had a conversation with Matt Delaney, who's the director of Great Outdoor Gym Company today. Amazing stuff they're doing all over the world.
Yep.
So, yeah, continuous thanks to them and all our sponsors that you see behind us and the guys that are supporting us.
Short shot clock again for Barking Abbey. It's under 7. It's at 5 now.
Yeah.
Adilo likes this one, pulls it up from 3, doesn't get it, and good board from Barking Abbey. It's Jace Harrison who gets this one, kicks to the corners. Veron Easy front rimmed this one, and there's a little push underneath, and the official on this side has spotted it.
Yep, absolutely. And KV doesn't know what the call was. When he realises it's against the other guy, says, "Good call, ref." Yeah.
Ready to argue that one.
Yeah, and that's tough. And it's a shame, actually, because pronunciation might be not great, but Adedo goes to the bench with 3 fouls, and I don't want to see that. I want to see him playing. He's done really, really well.
Yep.
You know, and a bit of a shame that he comes out of that.
Yep, leads Barking Abbey in scoring, and that's Pinnock with the little snatch back crossover.
Yeah, and I think what I'd say to Reese when we're looking at Reese in terms of his shot selection, if he was a diver, the tariff on the dive is too high. You understand what I'm saying or not? I need to say a bit more to that.
I mean, you've gone for a very Olympic reference where the degree of... You're talking about the degree of difficulty.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, the degree of difficulty on the dive is how you're scored. The harder the degree, the more you get. Yeah.
If you do a straight dive, it's like a 1. If you do 16 turns in the air, it's like a 3, right? Yeah. And I think what I'd say is, for Reese, just needs to be taking some 1s, so just some easy stuff.
Baines with a quick catch and shoot, misses this one.
Way too early as well.
Yep,
especially with the lineup. Especially with the lineup that we've got.
Really nice.
The shot selection can't be that quick when you come in off the bench.
This is, again, same. Jace Harrison thinks he's got hold of that. We saw Veron Easy on the other end, driving and finishing. Yep. Reminds me of Dwayne Lautier Agunle a little bit, being honest with you. That sort of...
Veron?
Yeah. Yeah. Very quick north and south. Good defensively, good size.
Good soft hands at the end of the drive. And I'm going to say about that, like when Baines comes in then and hasn't shot great and comes in and shoots on really, really early after you've just worked really hard defensively. This is the sort of thing where you've got to get connected to the game that's in front of you as a player. You've got to know what you're doing. If you're going to come in and you want to shoot that early, you've got to make 60, 70% of those. Because otherwise they take the legs out the big guys. You know, KB's running up and down, and then he's got 2 touches and scored positively on 2 of them, and then doesn't get another touch.
Couldn't agree more, Coach, and based on your earlier assessment.
You, because you're the sort of person who would have pumped that one up.
I'd have made it though.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, there's no paint touch, there's no drive, there's no flattening of the defence, and he's pulling quite early. So totally agree with your earlier point, and it still stands true now as Jamie Hayes
good
back
defense.
in the game.
They cancel that out, now they go to pick and roll, and they pop with Jamie Hayes. Defensively pretty good by the Rockets on that one. That's the second or third one that's just jumped out. And there's KV really important to this Rockets defense at the moment, Mark. As I said, he nearly turned it over. But really important, his size, positioning, really good. And this is where they've got to get a score. Nice.
Back cut from Baines.
Yeah.
Shot clock at 10 now. It's Williams and Tolawezi in the pick and roll at the top.
Yeah.
And then Una just now looks him off inside to Tolawezi, misses everything.
And again, that one should have come out. Dixon was wide open. And I think when the players look at this, and the players watch this and they look at the guy that's open, if the purpose of offense is to get the ball to the guy that's most open, then we're about half a step out a couple of times. And it's in a 1-point game.
Thanks everybody for joining us on this live stream today. Matt is monitoring the live stream like a hawk.
Hang on a minute. Nick Bet now, he's going to get himself in trouble here, Mark. He just said, stick to basketball, forget diving.
To be fair, it was a wild reference by you, but I felt the need to go on with it with you.
Yeah, but we got there.
Yeah, I agree. As Veron easy inside, a nice crossover, gets down the lane and just floats one up with the right hand.
And because of the spacing that Barking had around that, he was able to just finish it in one-on-one.
Williams looks inside to KV Live, left hand, and it just rolls around the rim and pops out this one.
Yep.
Good hands
just
from
put it in, young man. Just stick the ball in the hoop.
Absolutely. And this is Una against KV Live. Good young matchup.
We like this one, don't we?
Absolutely. And there's the double on the dribble.
And that's, I'm going to say about that one, that you've got to be careful if you're going to do that.
Williams so strong when he gets out on the break.
I don't think there's anyone better in the league, Mark, at finishing under, going right at the body, right?
Yep.
Going right at the body.
Yep, great
so
body
difficult.
Great body control from Williams.
Yep.
We've seen it a lot. This is
better defense at the moment.
Boardman Raffet will post up Dixon, get himself a touch inside, floats up the left hand, doesn't get it to go, and it's Dixon who pulls the board, and they're off and running here. Rockets, there's some time. They go same side with Williams. They'll reverse through KV Live.
Yeah, pick and roll. Now we've got KV in, and this is that 4 to 5 post up. KV's got to find someone out of here. Yeah, again, that's the same one. Sam T and KV both overshooting it rather than finding the guy that's open. Right there, you've got a Show Williams and you've got Jazz Baines. Both those guys will kill that three on that side.
Rockets off and running. Just tried to go inside from Dixon. It's another one turned over by him in that situation. Yeah. 2-on-1 and broken up by KV.
Up, yeah.
Good stuff from KV Live, and this is Williams. Goes to the oop to Todd
Oh,
baby.
You know what I'm going to say, Mark? What a pass. Watch this pass here. We're just in the replay. Look at that one, right on the numbers from Show and Williams. And Sam T went up to the 3rd floor.
Amazing for someone who's 52 years old.
And it's a 1-point game.
Incredible. Jamie Hayes tries to respond on the other end, front rims this one. Shot clock was expiring anyway. Rockets lead by 1, and they've got some momentum. Those are the type of plays you talk about, Matt, that can be real momentum changers. Now Williams down the lane, hands off to Dixon, just wants to bury this one, doesn't make it, and they could have done with making that. It's a 2-on-1 this end for Barking Abbey, and they'll just run it in. It's a nice finish from Okanola.
I think the
Williams thinking about it. They've got a mismatch. He'll get inside. There's some contact.
There you go. There you go.
That's a better one. That's a better one.
Go.
There we go.
Bingo. Triple bingo for that one.
Better offense from Rockets lead by 2.
If we were talking about diving, that would have been a tariff 1.
Stop, please.
Right?
Boardman Raffet on the pick and roll with Una, just drops it off, hand in there from O'Shea, and Williams wanted to stay with it. It's an 8 seconds left on the shot clock.
Yeah, are you a fan of that, Mark? Yeah, here we go. Here it comes. Look, there's the tariff, wide open, and do what it says on the tin. But that was the one we've talked about before. The quality of shot on that one, Mark, was much higher. Ball reversal, inside touch, outside touch.
Inbounds play. Rockets miss the slip guy, and it's Jamie Hayes who puts that one in from close range.
Yeah, subs are in.
Tied up again.
And a bit frustrating.
Williams step back.
Yeah, Liam and Sam come in, and then a layup right at the rim. So, Sam T nearly snapped with that. Twice. 2 hands on it.
Ashby back in for Barking Abbey had a really good first half at 3 threes.
They'll have to keep the matchup on the other side of the floor.
Una against Sam Grant.
Yeah.
Doesn't get the roll on this one.
Yeah.
Francis clears and he'll be off and running. Hands this one off to Baines, who made his last 3. Early post up for Tolowazy, and he gets this one. Double coming. Sam Grant to make 1.
Yeah.
Not this time. Front rims it. Boardman Raffet up and running again. This is Veron easy on the right wing.
Yeah.
This is Ashby, who's made a few in the first half, turns that one down, and it's Jamie Hayes' side, and it's a charge taken by O'Shea and Williams, I think that is. Nice rotation for the import from App State.
Yep, here we go. Has he got his feet outside? Oh.
Oh, he's miles outside. Matt next to me calling for VAR on that one.
Yeah, sure you can be. And are they going to overturn it?
They're calling it a block, 2 shots.
Yep.
Which is actually the right decision. Luckily, said it once already, but we've got the stream team here.
Mick Bet says Tom Daly on line 1. He's a diver.
I know who Tom Daly is.
Let's talk diving, see?
I've never really begged you to stop doing stuff.
But this time.
Yeah,
no,
stop the diving stuff.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
We'll lose viewers.
We've gained one in Canada. What are you talking about? Mick Bet's dialed in. He's engaged with the chat because of the cross-sport metaphor.
You did hear what he said about it, right?
Oh, a bit long on that one.
Cleared by France, no showing together.
Here's a little trap coming. Yeah, well found as well. Yeah, good pass by Sam.
More ball movement.
Yeah.
I feel like without the one dribble there, he can fizz that back out to the top. There's your inside touch without the dribble.
Yeah, and I think they're, you'll see him in France. He's so physically strong as well. He's able to just push people anywhere. And position when you catch it as a big guy is really, really important. And here comes that same handoff again with Williams, matched up with Veron. Goes underneath to
7 on the shot clock.
He's going to want to go at that one. That's a foul and 2 shots. That's very difficult to defend as well. I like seeing that.
Totally agree. You know, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't in that situation.
I think, we don't often talk about that as coaches, is how that move, you're just putting your body in. And Coach Mike McKay used to talk this, the genius Canadian coach. The first one is a short by Leon. He used to talk about when you've got the defender on you, you keep them on your body. It's a KOB, keep on body. Don't let the defender get away now. And certainly on that, certainly on those ones, Leon certainly doesn't let the defender get back off him. So interesting to see that.
Yep. As he misses a pair, bit of extended zone pressure here, and it's Williams who takes it away, slips and just can't get his feet going. Such a shame. It's good work from O'Shea and Williams. It's Veron easy inside and makes
and it goes the wrong way.
Simple bucket, and here's Williams charging again, and he'll just fly down the lane and make another. And that is O'Shea and Williams at his best.
I think he almost just said, just get out of the way, And we're going to be at the end of the third, aren't we, Mark, in a one-shot game somewhere. And there we go again. We've got to find the matchups correctly now with that ball screen. And we've just left. That's where
chased him off his spot this time.
Yeah.
This is the layup, and they need to rebound here, Reading.
Yeah, Ashby gets his feet set under him. Likes the look of that one.
Holloway, he skies for one, doesn't get it. There's a lot of bodies down there. Jump ball, perhaps not called, and it's Kemuma.
Yeah.
Will get himself to line for 2.
Good persistence by Barking, and that's tough for Rockets.
Yeah, I always find sometimes that, when people say a lot of that team's got really good energy, it's a little bit disrespectful, because they're actually energy with very good discipline and a very good skill set to go with it.
Yeah, no, I like
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's not just that they're energetic, they're pretty well disciplined too, and Coach Veer's got them playing a style, switching and things like that makes them difficult to beat.
Being persistent, right? Being physically persistent is a skill.
For sure.
Here's a little zone press look, a little 2-2-1. Kick straight away to Baines into the last 20 seconds. Rockets 15 seconds on the shot clock. They want to take the last one. Be good to see if Sam Grant could get something going here, going into the fourth with a bit of confidence.
Williams with a good matchup.
Fumble by Sam T.
I always question there, Williams gets the matchup he wants. He's got 6 seconds left on the shot clock. I'm probably holding the ball there and dialing my own number and being honest. And it's Barking going the other way.
Both
6
things in 2 foul
on the game clock. And they'll finish. Caleb Viber that one.
Yeah.
Shot after the buzzer is long, and we've still got an absolutely storming game here. It's 56-53, or 53-56, should I say. Barking Abbey leading this one now after a few made shots and a few Rockets turnovers at the end there. Matt, this has been just a cracking game. You know, even team fouls, score's been fairly even. What's either team got to do in the fourth to break this one open?
I think I like your last point. You were talking about like matchups almost, you know, like what a Showan had in that last matchup. Interesting down the other end where Caleb Viber goes to the bucket and he's against the big, and still comes up with a bucket. You know, and we've seen Veron get to the basket, overhands, move the ball and finish really well against, you know, what we would consider against guys bigger or stronger. It leads us back to the point, doesn't it, that it's not about physical size, it's about what you do with it. Skill is the winner. You know, this game is a game of skill, and we've seen, haven't we, a couple of young guys there make it, go into the lane against big senior players and just move the ball soft hands. So I think seeing which team can finish, we just saw Sam T with the pass there, we've seen Dixon fumbling a few buckets, we've seen Reese not finding himself in spots where he's going to do stuff well. So you're finally shooting under pressure. If Rockets can get that kind of balance right, you know, and start to get the guy that's open shoot the right shot, it becomes easier to rebound. Your KV lives and your Sam Grants can predict where they're going to get to, and then you're going to get yourself out of a kind of a wrestling match and more of a chess game. So going to be really interesting, and like most basketball games at the fourth, this could go either way. But yeah, I'm super hopeful that Rockets can just roll this one over, and winning any game's good, but winning a tough, close game and a team that's beaten you before, double bubble for you.
Absolutely. As I say,
and Chuck's in still.
53-56, Barking Abbey lead this one. Going into the fourth quarter, coaches with all three timeouts left, so this should make for a good one. And I did not see what happened there, Matt. So out of bounds. There you go. Bit of a conversation here with Ashby and one of the officials.
I think he might have been saying that the defender was too close, but I can't honestly tell you. Interesting to see now where Rockets get offense from, right?
Great look inside from Williams to Chuck Duru. A travel is called. The ball was stripped.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a difficult call.
It's not the right call.
No.
Okay, let's move on. Chuck Duru now guarding Jace Harrison.
Yeah, Jace likes to look at that one, doesn't he?
I think he's on 3 fouls, which is why he sat in much of the third, as Adedo did as well.
Yeah.
And again, it's a shame.
And apologies if any of you heard any language from Coach Veer there on the stream. Frustration with the ball being stuck. Ball just getting a bit stuck there and slightly frustrated, to say the least. See if Rockets can make the most of this opportunity now.
Williams down screen and then ball screen with Leo Francis, who usually is quite a good finisher around the rim for having quite an unorthodox style, but not this evening.
That's what he said at the quarter, right? Who's going to get to the bucket? Who's going to make those?
Good defense from Baines on Adedo.
Yeah,
you can't get this one forward
by Sam.
Little right hook, and it's Williams who just blows by Ashby like he wasn't there. Now inside, there's good hands there from Caleb Viber. Our man Bailey Tustin on the music catches that one.
Yeah.
Solid hands from Bailey.
Good catch from Bailey, good stance. Just saw that little... Just want to say, Mark, as we go into the last 8.5 minutes, if this was diving, that would be a gold medal. Because the guy was in the air, kept his... Oh, dear.
You can't see me, but I've got my head in my hands. I told him to stop. I promise everybody I told him to stop.
I think I've got one more. I've got one more in us.
Right, I'll get back to basketball here. Leon Francis, good move on the baseline, a little up and under. He's fouled and one. Free throw will then tie this one back up at 56. If he makes it, commentator's curse might be in effect.
He's going to make that one, you're right.
Yeah, we go, good.
He missed 2 before, hadn't he?
He had got his range now.
In comes Flynn. Okay, game tied.
Viber through Boardman, Raffit, Jamie Hayes on the floor with Jason Harrison. Boardman looking for the step back. Good position from Francis.
Leo's missed him.
He's missed Williams on the leak out, and he's going to hold it himself and miss it. And Sam Grant on the follow. Throws one off the rim, and James Veer has seen enough. And the head man from Barking Abbey takes timeout, 58-56. Matt.
Yeah.
James Veer, quite a quick timeout, doesn't let him play through. They've only, it's a 5-point swing. What's he thinking?
I think, to be honest, I think it's a good one. He's got 3 timeouts to play with. There's probably going to be an end game, so he's going to need to keep at least 1, maybe 2. So he's only got to get his team through 5 minutes, really, now. And I think this could be a really interesting one because he's probably talking more about mentality than technique or tactics. I think he's a bit frustrated that not only have we turned the ball over,
it's stuck, isn't it?
Twice Leome goes to the bucket.
Yeah.
He will be frustrated because Leome should have had 4 points on that. And in the end, and Sam Grant does exactly what he said in the first half, is you see your teammate shooting a shot under pressure, great opportunity to follow. Great opportunity for Sam to follow that in. And as I said, if that gives Sam a bit of a confidence boost as well, great, because all he's had so far is really an open 3 when he first stepped on the court. So these are the ways that young players get into games. Same as with KV, same as with Ronnie. So, yeah, I think good timeout, Mark.
That's why you're the coach.
Little mini run. That's all it was.
Yep.
In what's going to be a low-scoring, close game, a 6-point run. Use a big run and
then he turned it over. If Chuck could have turned Boardman racket a couple of times, they'd have had a violation.
Yeah.
Not this time.
Interested to see how if we've got Chuck on this on Flynn and Baines is going to got on Jace. Yeah, good defense.
If he makes that one, does that hit anything?
Don't touch anything. Good defense by.
It was the communication between Chuck Daru and Leome Francis.
Yeah,
they were hesitating on a switch. Chuck just ran through at that time, and it worked out.
Yeah, and I think I just heard in my ear as well, Mark, that the Basketball England YouTube channel has now got over 3,000 subscribers.
Amazing.
And right there.
Sam Grant just is wide open on that cut.
Yeah.
Again, that is somewhat, I'm going to say it because I can, I'm the commentator.
Yeah. And
this is some of the frustration with Leome Francis, isn't it?
Yeah, but you see what happens there. Leome just recognises it, slaps 5 with Sam and says, sorry, bud.
Yeah.
My muscles were too big. Something along those lines. He wouldn't make a very good diver.
Oh, right.
I'm just saying.
Baines, hand off with Leome Francis, go back to screen and roll, and Baines might think about shooting this one himself. O'Shearn-Williams, 4 on the shot clock, needs to put it up. Baines has to fire this one, he does, and nearly drills it.
That was one heck of a pass as well.
Yeah, great pass, and Baines with a good pick-up by his ankles
It was the right pass. If it was 12 inches higher, that would probably have been a made 3.
Yep.
We're talking about, to Div 1 win, we're talking about being a great passer when it comes to stuff like that.
14 on the shot clock.
Passing to a shooter is a skill.
For sure. You've got it, coach. Williams dials his own number and buries it from the left wing.
I was going to say to you, Mark, this has got to be O'Shearn-Williams' time.
He's good in this time too.
Yeah, because I think we haven't seen enough of that really. Like, it's a really low-scoring game. Keep an eye now on Veron and Flynn. I think they're going to be the answers.
Good defense there. Got to pump this up, 5 on the shot clock.
Yeah.
Veron steps in, and it's a really nice make from Veron. Easy, just goes right, pulls up at the foul line.
And O'Shearn just let him go by him, and that was too easy. Nice move by Sam.
Great by Sam, count that
one. Yeah. Good.
This is more like the Sam Grant we saw early in the year. Yeah,
absolutely. And you know what? He deserves it as well, Mark. He's been working really hard, kept his head strong. Good to see. And 4th foul on someone, Mark. I was not paying attention, if I'm honest with you.
I know Adedo and Jace Harrison have been on 3s. We just hear James Veer asking for call it both ways.
Yeah.
Which is actually something you and I have.
Yeah,
his foot's on the line there. I literally just saw it as he was shooting it, foot on the line. You and I have been saying this a lot during the year. Nothing against officiating being bad in any way, It's just sometimes it is hard to nail that consistency. You know,
Yeah,
whatever you call in the first, are you going to call it in the fourth?
You've said the word consistency, Mark, and I will say back to you: are the players consistent? No. So how can you officiate consistently? You want a similar interpretation.
Somebody's been checked up down there.
Foul.
Is that on Alan Keane or on James Veer?
And I think that was on Coach King, which
an
yeah,
interesting.
Coach.
I think they're going to need to talk to him. I'm confused as to. He's arguing something that's not clear for me. I'm not sure what he's arguing. We get a good point of view. He looks as confused as I do. He's just walked out of shot, but they're going to have a bit of a
and this is where you
talk
get
at the table.
This is, I think this is.
Just the telling off part.
I think that's the headmaster saying, right,
Pack it in, you two.
Put that pin on my chair.
You two, enough. Jace Harrison, the lefty, makes the free throw.
Yeah.
Could be big. Could be big. This, you know, in a close game, it's an extra point, extra possession.
Yeah, but I think, you know, interestingly, Coach Veer was going right at the refs, got a warning. Coach Keane, no warning, and text straight away. So they'll want to see.
It's like it's lacking consistency.
Yeah. Oh dear.
You've walked right into that one.
Right. The problem with that is when you watch that defense again, is you've got Leon flying out to the wrong guy and leaving someone wide open. And we were very fortunate on that possession. Really, really fortunate defensively to get away with that.
Subs in for Barking Abbey. Adadeo out.
Yeah.
Okanola back in.
Yeah. This lineup for Rockets will be interesting.
Sam's been feeling it.
Yeah.
Throws up another one and makes it again.
Yeah. Don't confuse that with a good shot though, Mark. Not a good shot for us to be taking straight away. You'll get to see that on film.
Agree. He's, as I say, he's been feeling it. And this Baines, who fouls.
Unbelievably, that's Rockets' first foul.
Boardman Flynn on the drive. I mean,
and only the third foul in the quarter for anyone in a game that feels quite physical, right?
Yeah, and for one where Coach Veer's been arguing calls.
Yeah.
So, and Chuck nearly had it. If he has his eye on it, he has it.
Yeah.
Boardman flares on that one.
Yeah.
Misses it. Una with the rebound just bulldozes his way in and gets two. Good from Kem Una.
I think if Francis is going to be in there now, that can't be happening. That's got to be nullified.
Agree. Rockets maintain their 4-point lead at 65-61. 5.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. Williams to Grant. Down low to Francis.
Now he's got to go now, and the doubles come in.
There's got to be someone open here, and it's Chuck Durry foul line. Good range for him. Yep, definitely a good range for him.
Yeah.
Okanola rebounds. Looking inside to Una again.
This is going to be a tough matchup for Chuck, I think. Una.
Great cut and great pass, great finish.
Yeah, again, we've got 2 layups against us, and that's where, you know, you've got the responsibility now of Sam, Chuck, and Leon defensively more than anything. 8 seconds to go.
Williams against Harrison gets to the elbow.
Yeah, and
shot clock problems again. Nice turnaround this time from Francis.
And this end, we've got a lot from Francis. It needs to be the other end though, Mark. Still only a 4-point gap. This is the key now. We've got to keep an eye on the defense of Francis and Chuck and see if they can nullify it. Tough matchup inside now for Baines. Will Rockets be able to solve that? Uses a foul. We talked earlier on about the strength of Barking now to switch. One of the problems that Rockets are going to have is when they switch, especially against the big number 22, Una, and they had Baines or anyone switching on him. So in comes Tolawase. Hopefully that will give us some tougher defense, and he's able to switch a little bit more easily. Good defense, covers easy on the one and picks it up and straight almost as soon as we said it. And anyone that's watching individual defense, if you watch Tolawase, he stays down. You'll rarely see him jump in the one-on-one, especially as a perimeter defender. He's so difficult and wide to get past.
I was going to sound really old and uncool and said he's got a real swag defensively, doesn't he? I don't know, is that uncool?
No, actually, that was cooler than I thought you were.
Yeah, I just think he does.
Yeah.
You know, confident,
Yeah.
like you said, stays in position though.
Here's Sam.
Baines and Williams running off some screens. That's good movement early.
Colowazy wants that. No one open. Yeah, good
There's
find.
the skip. This
And
is the one.
that's
Give us this one, Sam.
Yeah, there you go. And I even banged the board, and Todd Lindley gave the finger up there. He said, yeah, go on, Sammy. Here's that perimeter again, and yeah.
Nice fake handoff from Bournemouth.
You know,
Colowazy just comes out of position one time.
I'm so pleased. It's so good to watch Flynn's progress. Mark, you're on screen and we're looking at you drinking a cup of tea.
Sorry about that.
What I was saying is it's Flynn's
No
progress.
warning from the director.
His skill with the ball in his hands is so much better than it was.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
very confident with the ball.
see. Nice out of bounds.
Easy on the baseline, nearly gets the wedgie. Staying with Barking Abbey, 14 on the shot clock.
And this is the time now, Mark, right? 3.5 to go. Rockets need a minute now of 2 good stops, 2 good scores, and this game is going to be a totally different last 90 seconds.
Yeah, they've just eased this one open quietly, haven't they?
Yeah,
So
and this is an important possession. Barking score here, we're still going to an end game. Rockets come up with one, like Colowazy did, nearly. It comes underneath it now. This is the time. I want to see here a Francis defensive play and a Sam Grant rebound. Good switch by Rockets inside, goes to Jace, turns.
This on his left hand,
Yeah.
Una on the drive. Good hands from Francis.
Yeah, and
Wanted it to stay, it didn't come off the leg of Kemuna. Stays with Barking Abbey, 8 on the shot clock.
Andy Kellum.
Bad switch, really bad switch, and Una just goes inside. Needed to put that in and one. It's Francis and Williams who just lose communication on that one.
And you know what? When you get the problems like that, if you're going to make if you have a problem with your out of bounds defense, you make sure you stay on the inside. So if you're going to give up a leak, you don't give up a leak right under your basket. Andy Kellum, our Rockets playing a bit deeper than Barking. I think there's a diving reference again there, Mark. And he says Barking seems to be trying to push the guards out on pickup. So are they playing a bit deeper?
But extending them at the same time.
A bit deeper than Barking seems to be trying to push the guards out.
Just picking up a bit higher, perhaps.
Yeah, possibly.
Una makes it, and there you go, Matt.
Yeah.
Makes 2.
Yeah,
the ball
on it. Here's a little zone press. Look there. 1-2-2, and
Colowazy comes back to it.
yeah,
He'll break the pressure, go inside. That's definitely a foul. It's not called.
yeah.
Ironic about this one, Jace Harrison's had 2, one in the first, one in the second. Pretty good 2 hands on the ball.
Yeah.
That one he's not.
Yeah.
And it's called.
Yeah.
Interesting. Fair play to keep going though. He's had calls against him and he's still playing defence.
It's frustrating though, isn't it? Like as players, if you go to the bucket, someone touches anything but the ball, you know, and it's frustrating. Good matchup here. Tough one now for Baines. And
Leo Francis has stopped again.
Yeah.
Needs to pull that one
rebound.
and
That's what I said I wanted to see.
Now this is possessions here, isn't it?
Yeah.
They take some time out the clock here.
Yeah, this is where Williams needs to come up now. And I fancy Sam Grant's got one in him as well here, Mark. I think he's feeling it as well, and he's...
They'll chase the screen and roll this time. Good skip to Sam. It's a bit loopy, but he fires one anyway.
Yeah.
This is where it's good. Possession now, possession now.
Again.
Again, the difficulty, O'Shea Williams gets caught in 2 minds, whether to attack or whether to bring it out, and he gets himself a little bit caught in no man's land.
And I think this is where the difference in needing a lead guard who's going to come and just get the ball, stick it under their arm and go, right, here we go, boys, here we go. Big possession now, Mark. This one to get Barking back within 1 shot. Perimeter switching. A lot of switching, finds Harrison. Good offense by Barking. Yeah, nice hands.
Great hands from good hands from Jazz Baines. That was going to be called as a foul.
Shots.
And that will be Reading in the penalty. And that, again, makes this quite interesting going down. 2:11 to go, 5-point lead. Reading lead this 70-65.
Yep.
And yeah, this just gets interesting as Jace Harrison goes to the line. And what's YouTube saying? I haven't checked in for a while.
Yeah, I mean, there's still the same sort of stuff. They're asking about the guard play. I think it's really interesting to see on the last score. Barking picked up with that little 1-2-2 press, just slowed Rockets down a bit. Jace makes that first one, takes this into, we're now going into into an end game. And interesting to see there, interesting defense by Barking. And if Rockets can manage on the next couple of possessions, they got a pretty decent shot on the last one. And it's a 3-point game. Into the last 2 minutes we go. Big possessions now for both teams.
Yep, got to make them all count.
Yeah.
Baines off the little Iverson cut. Down screen for Tolawese.
Yeah, good reversal. Good pick.
Here's Williams. This one we won. Oh,
yeah.
In and out. And
France
this is good.
Good.
Good just kick. Stays with it. Doesn't get us go. I mean, that's the one. Is it better for a kick?
Yeah, absolutely is. And now out go. Oh, wow.
Great hands, great move. It's Williams. He'll just lay that one in smart. Thought about going towards Tolawese for the spectacular.
Yeah. It's a 5-point game. Can Rockets get another one? Overload at the moment. Matchups, and Tolawese's going to make this pass difficult. Flynn's got it stuck in the corner. Good defense by Rockets. Out of bounds. Terrific defense by Tolawese on that one, Mark. Again.
Could
game with possession.
5-point game, possession, 1:25 to go. Fouls are in favour of Barking Abbey. They've got 2 to give. Reading have none.
Yep.
2 timeouts left for each coach.
And if Rockets score on this one, Mark, you're going to see Coach Veer going. He's going to have timeout, and he's going to have to change the way he defends.
Baines, little hesitation, blocked by Jace Harrison. And they're off and running.
A lot of contact.
Yep. We're on.
Jace
fine.
wants that 3, and
huge 3. Cuts it to 2.
Yep.
And we are under a minute. Stick with us. If you haven't told your friends, now is a good time, because we've got a good one here at John Badesky Academy.
The ball going here, Mark.
It's got to go to Williams. It's got to go to Williams. But Sam just flips one up.
Well, Sam Grant is back, Mark. Sam Grant is back, and how great is that to see for him? He absolutely deserves it. You know, that's not the sort of shot, but just a real tough finish. We've just seen that. You'll see it on the replay again.
Just no control. Just flips it up.
I mean, why not as well? Look at that.
And he's going to be pumped.
The equivalent of that in diving would. But yeah, listen. I mean, we joke about it, but in a 2-point game, you're 2 down, and Sam's been, coming back into it, trying to fight back to get his form back. Absolutely brilliant, isn't it? You just see him get a couple of rebounds, knocks down a 3, and then feels the confidence to take big shots in big games. And every credit to him. This game is still a long way from over, as we know. 46 seconds is an eternity in our game. Both teams now nearly in foul trouble, so one more for Barking to give. They've got one more, but anything from Rockets is going to be 2 shots. But Rockets in the driving seat right now. Got a couple of possessions to play really, really well, and hopefully get away on a Wednesday night win.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on the live stream. We are being treated to a good one here. 74-70.
Unorthodox, a.k.a. circus shot, is what Andy Kellum said that was.
Fair enough. I will totally agree. Yeah. He had no control of the ball. He got it at the last second, flipped it. Yeah, I'm all right with that.
But make a play, right? Just make a play.
Yeah.
Let's see now defence. So Coach King gone with the same group defensively.
Same group for Barking Abbey as well.
Be interested to see now. Keep an eye on Flynn. Tolawese will be all over this. It's a great matchup. And Tolawese is making that really hard.
And that'll be 2 shots.
Yeah.
Bad foul there from Jazz Baines. He's out of position in all fairness.
But Coach King with 2 timeouts left. I think you'll probably see Jazz is out. So we're now coming in for defence. Who will he go with?
Pinnock, perhaps.
And for Pinnock, yeah.
So Pinnock in.
Pinnock, yeah. Elite defender.
Ron Easy on the line. buries his first. And that is a one-possession ball game.
Big rebound, this one. Big rebound. If this one comes out, Sam Grant's going to have his eyes and ears open, and the same for Leone. Makes it.
Makes a pair. 2-point game. No timeout for Alan Keane. He's willing to play this one out in a minute.
Yeah, Reese, safe hands. Williams wants it. Big bucket now.
15, 12, 10 on the shot clock. Sam Grant has made the last few. They need to get the ball in the hands of Williams. They don't. It goes to the pin. It is tipped.
Absolutely tipped.
Yeah, 100%. We had a really good angle of it, actually.
Yeah.
Not saying that because we're the home team, but it's certainly didn't look it. I don't know if we saw a replay. I was too busy looking at the floor.
Yeah.
But if there was a replay, then you will have seen it on the replay. It certainly tipped that one. Anyway, and now it gets more interesting.
Here we go. So a 3 wins it, a 2 ties it.
No timeout. They're just going to play it.
Yeah.
They're going to go for the win.
Any foul will put them on the line. Jace Harrison wants to look at this 3. He's got travel called, and Rockets are going to get away with one, I think, from that. Yeah, I think, and to be honest, Mark, I think it's a deserved win as well.
Really interesting.
Timeout, Coach Keane. And the coaches are not happy if we do catch a replay of that last play. They're not happy. They're not happy with that one. They're thinking that there's foot. I think they could be right. I don't think he did leave the floor. It's one of those ones that just looks really, really bad.
Back in my day, that was a travel every time.
Yeah.
It didn't matter if you sort of came up, but put the ball down. Didn't matter. It was always a travel.
Let's have a look at it again. Left foot keeps on the floor.
Yeah, I think it's probably right.
Yeah, no, that's nothing wrong with that one. But that evens it up because they're out of bounds is wrong this end. So anyway, that's the way the world works, and we're happy.
So let's think about this while you're just taking a little last look at the comments.
Yeah.
It's 2.1. James is clearly going to try and get a 5-second call here. He's finding out whether they're going to advance the ball or not. I presume Coach Keane will advance the ball to get it away from his rim more than anything.
Yeah.
So you've got to go for a 5-second call, right? Or quick foul, like under a few tenths of a second foul?
Yeah, you've got to, and you've got to switch pretty much everything, which is what we said at the very beginning. Barking's strength is that most of their guys can switch. They'll try and switch and stay between the ball and the offense. If they can do that, if they force Rockets to throw it over them, they've got a chance for the guy behind to steal it. So let's see. Should be relatively straightforward to get the ball in play. Should be Bailey with his new little music toy there. Yeah, and Coach Bear and Tech M, Sam being brilliant on offense. Yep, and Mick Betts is not sure that was travel.
Not according to our replays.
And here is the box out of bounds.
Switched everything so far.
Get it in. Unsportsmanlike foul called.
And that'll be the end of the game.
Which is
again, I didn't see that
on number 6.
So who's
Jace,
that on? It's on Jace down below us. I don't know whether we'll
right underneath us. You won't see that one. I think Jace just had his hand on his shoulder.
Do you think in this situation, right? And I know this because back when you and I were playing, right?
Yeah.
You could grab a guy's waist and they'd notice you're fouling them on purpose, and it's a no call. I know you can't do that now, but do you think what's happened is the flip of that's happened, where we're over keen to call that foul?
I think it's probably the prevention of elbows flying at the end and injuries happening and play. I think that's where we're coming from.
Sam Grant, money from the line, and this one will be, barring a minor miracle. This one is, I say minor, major miracle.
Yeah, and you'll see
Rockets will win this one.
And Rockets got away with playing just a couple of little difficult things there.
I think James Villa is going to feel a little bit hard done by down the stretch. That a few things didn't go his way.
Yeah.
And he's not happy, to say the least.
Yeah.
He's steaming down there.
Yeah. And you know what? I think there's
he's coming back for seconds. I think.
Yeah, I think it's. I think to be importantly though, Mark, you've got
no, he's been good.
Importantly, you've got the game's finished really, really well. The Barking have done what they've said on the tin, haven't they? They've come in, they've worked really, really hard. They've played really well against a more physically advanced team than they've got. And with game played in the 70s, those little possessions are important. And we've got stuff throughout most of the game where we see players taking shots that are probably not the right one for them at the right time. And then we've seen a Rockets team settling down third and fourth. I think Sam Grant gave a real good performance for himself. And
best one we've seen in ages.
Yeah, and balanced the team out as well. He shot the ball at the right time. He counter drove once. It was probably too many. But, give credit to the way that this group's come back, and every win is a win. And what else you're winning going into the end of season, you want to be winning games. That's what you want to be doing. Coach King will want to be saying to him, hey, you want to win. And they won the game without Ashoan Williams dominating the fourth, So Ashoan has kept the scorers going, has done one heck of a job there as he normally does. But in the fourth quarter, there was different people stepping up and scoring important buckets, and that's a good sign.
Yeah, we were treated to a really good one tonight. I think what else is good to see is you can see the scoring slow down a little bit. We were kind of on for 80 plus. We've ended up in the mid 70s.
Yeah.
I think that shows the teams got into the groove a little bit. Adjustments were made and it started to work well. And it all just played in for actually a really good game down the stretch. Just having a little look at the scorers for you. For Reading, it's Ashoan Williams with 23, Tolawese with 11. Sam Grant comes in with 13. On 5 of 7 shooting. Really, really great minutes from Sam Grant. Yeah,
absolutely. And he'll be in line with one of the either player of the game or impact of the game. I think it's absolutely got to be. And the other thing to just shout out as well, Mark, as they sat behind us, with Decathlon and Nando's and Secure Media and Pure Gym and all these companies that are now just kind of emerging from their pandemic, so you can see that on the screen at the moment. You should have the Great Outdoor Gym Company and some really new and exciting stuff coming from them. We actually had some of our players out there just the other day. If you go on the socials and see Todd there, you'll see a lot of our guys out working out outside now and then out playing on the courts, getting the kids going. So we do thank all these people for supporting us, and obviously my wife Steph as well for the bit that she's driving in the community. And now Coach Fisher will be going into his own now as the younger players come back on the court and start to come out of their hibernation. So and you as well, Mark, coming from on an evening coming out. I mean, we are privileged. And if this was diving, it would only be.
Honestly, if people don't comment about you,
if we weren't 2 meters away, you could have cracked me.
Yeah, if you were not commenting about on social media, then you should be, and I might even start that. I'll get in the comments and start it.
There is actually a diving metaphor when Greg Louganis in the Olympic Games hit his head on the diving board, yet he continued, and I think that's what Rockets did tonight.
Thanks, Matt.
How about that?
Terrific.
That's as good as it gets.
Listen,
Wednesday night.
Want to really thank everybody for joining us on the live streams across. We were on Basketball England and we were on YouTube. Thank you to the stream team. You'll have seen their names just flash up. They're never seen. They're incognito. Did you see somebody on Twitter asked? Somebody said, the graphics guy for Rockets needs an increase in pay, and he remains incognito, and he doesn't need pay him, or we pay him loads.
Loads of money. Biscuits.
But he remains incognito.
Ben Dixon and Todd Lindley doing the graphics and the designs.
You've just said who it was.
Have I?
You just said who it was.
Did I say it?
The people don't know who it is.
But I might have been bluffing.
Not now. I've confirmed it.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, everybody, thank you for joining us.
Definitely.
Thanks to Barking for a great visit and a great game. Just a great showing for NBL 1. Matt, thank you for joining me again, and thank you for allowing me to come out on a Wednesday night. And thank you to my brother for taking the kids, and thank you to my wife for being on shift. So thanks everybody for allowing me to come out one night in the week.
Absolutely.
Just been great. Thanks everyone for joining us. Remember, hit the social channels. Tell us what you thought of the stream. And go support the partners, right? Subscribe, absolutely. While we're on YouTube, subscribe on there. Go see the partners. Go see the Great Outdoor Gym Company. Go see Coral Hotels, Preston Print, Nando's Secure. Everybody, go see them. Show them some support. We're coming back out of lockdown, so go see them. Give them some support. They support us loads. Just leaves me to say thank you and good night.
Good night.
soon.